AI apps are making people rich and I want in. In this video, I'll show you how I built an AI web app using AI coding tools, step by step, from coming up with a profitable idea to a fully working website. Maybe you're just interested to see how the sausage is made, like those factory videos I watch at 2 AM when I can't sleep. Or maybe you're a developer like me and are interested in the technologies I use and want to see what's possible in a few weeks for a vibe coding solo dev. Either way, let's get into it. This whole thing started when I saw a YouTube video from Chris Howe. In it, he uses AI to bring to life old photos of his late grandfather as a gift for his father. Not only was I amazed that this was even possible, it also made me feel really emotional. I looked at the comments and noticed mostly others agreed with me, commenting how amazing it was and also what a great gift it was. Some didn't like the idea of it, which is completely fair, as lost loved ones is a very delicate subject. But I think for the people like myself and the father in this video, it was truly amazing. I noticed other comments where people were asking how they could achieve the same thing. Chris replied saying the website he used, but when I checked it out, I was sad to see that the only option was an expensive monthly subscription. I did some digging around and found a place where you could achieve the same results, but with a pay-as-you-go pricing, which was much better for me. The only downside is you're required to use an API. Luckily, I'm a full-time programmer, so using an API and writing some code to access it was no problem. But it did get me thinking. There's bound to be other people like myself who would love to create something similar, but don't want to pay an expensive subscription and don't know how to use an API. So the plan is to make a website that solves these problems. Anyway, let's get building. The first step is going to be finding the best AI model for this use case. To do so, I'm going to use this beloved photo of me as a baby with my late granddad. This was the first image that came to my head when I saw the inspiration, so it seems fitting to use. My plan is to feed the same image and same prompt to a variety of different models and just see what one produces the best result. There were some truly terrible results, some due to poor models like this one, where I ended up looking like a gremlin, and other bad results because of mistakes on my side. Like this one, I forgot to remove the default prompt that was something about panthers. And then there's also this one where I had the wrong orientation set. But amongst the horrible results, there were some that were great. They really left me with that feeling of amazement that I had seeing Chris's shot. For the next step, I want to test these 3 top models further. I'll be looking for the one with the most consistent results. To do that, I got my mum to bust out the old photo books to find these 5 images of me as a kid. She sent me a lot more, but I chose these 5 as they vary quite a lot and include some imperfections like glare and the iPhone scanning, which should hopefully help test the consistency of the different models. She also sent me an old image of my father. This was taken way longer ago than my childhood photos, so the quality is much worse. It gave me an opportunity to test some photo restore models I saw on the AI API site. I showed the results to my father, and once I bypassed the default dad text response of a thumbs up, he said it was accurate. So this could be a cool second feature to add to the site later. But for now, back to the tests. The plan is to test each image on all 3 models. I'll then compare the results and rank them best to worst. The worst one getting 1 point and the best getting 3. Hopefully after doing this for all 5 images, I'll have a good idea of what's working best. For the first image, I think Kling makes it look like I'm seconds away from falling off and being crushed by the machine, so I'll have to give it last place with 1 point. Pixverse and Runway are very similar, so it's close, but Runway has a few frames where I look like Gollum, so I think Pixverse wins this one. So to begin, Kling with 1 point, Runway with 2, and Pixverse with 3. I did this 3 more times, keeping track of the points as I went, before finally getting to the last image, which seemed to be the tiebreaker. For the final image, I think Pixverse just changes the way I look too much, so it will probably rank last. The prompt for this image was, the man in a costume waves to the camera while the child smiles to the camera, and then looks back at the man in a costume. Kling has made me wave at a camera, which wasn't what I asked and was only possible because the notebook I was holding disappears into thin air, and with Runway it seems to ignore the prompt completely. The scores are currently so close, it's likely whatever model wins this will win overall, so I chose to try it again but with a different prompt to see if there was a more clear winner. But this is where I went down a rabbit hole. I probably made 30 adjustments to the prompt trying to find a good one. There are a few results that made me laugh, like this kid walking through frame, or this one where there was a kid that was hiding behind me. There was also one where I have the troll face while pulling out the Michael Jackson special of One White Glove. Speaking of MJ, there was one where I managed to do a race change to Chinese. I put the final frame into an AI ethnicity guesser, and even that thought I was East Asian. But in the end, I settled with the prompt. Aim to keep the faces of the people as similar to the starting frame as possible, and these are the results I got. For these, I think it's very close, but in the end, I decided with Pixverse last with 1 point, Kling with 2, and Runway with 3. This leaves us with a tie for first. I noticed when I was recording this shot to show the rabbit hole I went down that Kling was taking on average 2 minutes and 45 seconds to generate the video, whereas Runway was taking just 29 seconds. I think the 29-second wait will give the user a much better experience, so it's a good enough reason to crown Runway the winner. The next part of the video, I need to build the site. The plan is to make the simplest possible website that can prove the idea is worth spending more time on. Since I have no idea if this is something people would pay to use, I don't want to spend tons of time building features and functions for a website nobody cares about. So with that in mind, this is the to-do list for the minimum viable product. the MVP. A homepage that explains simply what the website does, a login system, a way to purchase credits, a page for users to upload their image, type in a prompt and generate the videos, and finally a place the user can see their history of created videos. As the goal is to get the MVP done as quickly as possible, I also thought it would be a good time to try vibe coding for the first time. I've used GitHub Copilot in the past, but I've decided to try and do this whole project in Cursor AI, an AI-focused code editor with the hopes that AI can do a large portion of the code. So this is what I've got for the homepage. The thing I like most about using AI was I could ask it to do time-consuming things like this bee flying around the flower, or this animated text down at the bottom. The kind of things that I think are cool to have, but normally I couldn't be bothered to code myself. But anyway, that's the homepage checked off. I'll cut back once I have the login working. Okay, user management is all done. I'm using Clerk, so everything was super simple to set up. So now we have a sign-in button, and the sign-up buttons from before do something. Just a typical sign-up page, and then we also have this account management thing when a user is logged in. Next is a way for people to buy credits, so again, I'll cut back when that's done. To set up Stripe to get the credits working, I needed to come up with a business name. I did some brainstorming and decided I wanted magicphotoai.com. But after seeing they wanted £22,000 for the domain, I decided magicphotosai.com was a much better name, and that was only £7. So anyway, now we have a business name in the top left, this credits amounts thing in the nav, and the buy credits buttons work now. For the pricing structure, I decided to steal from Clash of Clans, not because I like the game, but I just thought they've probably optimized the fuck out of it. From option 1 to option 2, they give you a 20% discount per gem. From 2 to 3, it's 17%, but interestingly, from 3 to 4 and 4 to 5, it's just under 4%. And then finally, for the final tier, it's a 7.8% jump. I'm not going to pretend like I know why they've done this, but instead trust that it worked, so I did it for my options too. So yeah, when you click buy on any of them, you get taken to a Stripe-hosted payment page. Then when a user purchases, Stripe sends a webhook to an API endpoint on our server, and we update the credit database table to assign it to their account. All pretty simple. Next is the core feature, the page people can upload their images and generate their videos. For the image uploads, I decided to use Cloudinary. They have ready-made widgets, so setting it up was super simple, and it also means the user can upload with any format, even PDF. This is important as I'm trying to reduce as many points of friction where I might lose customers. For example, if I only accepted JPEGs and PNGs like the AI requires, I lose everyone that doesn't have their images in that format and doesn't want or know how to convert it. Instead, Cloudinary lets the user upload any file type and they'll also convert it to PNG. This means it shows nicely on the website and is also accepted by the AI. Once a user's gone through the steps and has clicked generate, they're taken to a page where it shows how long it's been since they've pressed generate and tells them how long they should expect to wait. When the video is ready, it shows them before and after. The last step is to make the page where people can view their created videos, so I'll come back when that's done. The view page was actually stupidly quick to make thanks to AI. It was so quick I also asked it to update the styles of the view created video page as well, and now it all looks much more professional in my opinion. One other thing, when I was looking at the runaway docs, I noticed the generated videos get deleted after 20 to 48 hours. Long term, I'd like to host the videos so users can access them longer than that, but since the goal of the MVP is to get something out quickly, a simple please download your videos banner should do for now. All that's left is to whack some tracking on. I'm going to use PostHog, also a contact page in case something goes wrong and a user needs help. Now we have a working website and a service to sell. In my next video, I'm going to talk about a few simple marketing methods to get traffic and hopefully make some sales. I'll explain a simple technique that I learned that took my last project's website from 15 views a day to 1,500. This technique changed the project from a small side hustle to something that now pays all my bills. The best part is it only took me 3 days to set up, and once it's set up, you don't have to do anything while you watch the customers and money come in. Passive income from passive marketing.